Hello again. Check me out, Tessie2Vids. If you followed me for a while, you'll know, right? I work in a different way. I don't follow specific topics, although I do tend to find myself back in the same places. But I basically go where the all takes me. So literally, if I feel gut feeling, right, you need to do this, that's what I do a video on. And sometimes that means that when I do one video, whether it's because I've opened myself up and I feel more comfortable speaking, I don't know. But we find ourselves here. So let me see if I can find the actually. Yes. So I found this news article, and this is by GB News, and it's entitled, it was written eight hours ago, so noon on the 24th of March 2025. It don't matter, Kez, move on. It's not going to happen. Eamon Holmes takes aim at Keir Starmer amid fury over hotel migrant crisis. Big ups to GB News for not putting that fucking dirty sir word on there. GB News host Eamon Holmes has taken aim at Prime Minister Sir... Fucking take it back, mate. It's obviously a typo. Never mind. Not my sir. I stand against sirs. Like, claiming that tackling the growing migrant crisis will never happen under the Labour government. Starmer's government has sparked fresh outrage. Fucking hate the word fresh. And yeah, that's the McCanns for you. You know, the fresh heartbreak, fresh anguish. That's the one. Ooh, you know, when you get words that you just can't stand. Fresh anguish. I swear that was used in two different like actual happenings. Fresh anguish for the McCanns, the founder. Yeah, no, they're never going to find her. She was personally, I think she was incinerated in the church. But anyway, should we go back to the actual point? Claiming that tackling the growing migrant Starmer's government has spot fresh outlets, that's where we were, after the Treasury admitted that migrant hotels, which currently house 38,000 illegal migrants, will continue to stay open for years to come despite previous pledges to close them. A document published by the Office for Value for Money. I cannot believe that the government has an office for value for money. Fucking saw that, like, is it Kemi Banadoc? I don't know much about her except for the name, and if I got that wrong, I'm so sorry. Like, claimed 4,000 in council tax payments for a fourth home or something. I've got to be imagining that. Sorry, I just need to put my slippers on. You know how you do. Check out the shitness of these slippers. My bunny slippers. They're dead. I've been wearing them for years, but they're my bunny slippers, man. There you go. Insight into my life. Well, Keir Starmer fucking show you his pink bunny slippers. I think not. But they have an office for value for money. Where do we ever get that? So what's that doing? A recently created part of the Treasury cited global instability as the reason why hotel use is likely to continue. Basically, we don't know who we're going to bomb and displace, or we're going to stand behind, as with the Israeli thing, who we're going to stand behind or just let commit genocide. We don't know, but literally, these people have nowhere to live, a lot of them, because we've bombed their homeland. Do you know what I mean? But don't forget that I'm a racist. The Treasury document also highlighted concerns about companies contracted to find hotels for migrants. Right? It's a huge amount of money. These firms have made record profits in recent years. Remember, you can only have record profits. Nobody can just have a comfortable level of profit. Everything has to be record this. Richest person in... Fucking piss off. So I'm so sorry. Oh, disclaimer, these are just my thoughts and opinions, and I swear. But you know, there's not many people actually telling it like it is, because when you get on the TV, you have to fucking water it down, don't you? So, and you just get sound bites and shit like that. Ooh, like Question Time, and no, couldn't watch that, because they're just like blah 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 blah. Politicians just speak words, some words, and then they'll speak to somebody else and say the same words, as though that these people are not intelligent. This is not intelligence. Free thought is intelligence. These geezers are just paid lots of money to read from a script, actor-based reality. I'm so sorry, that's a personal joke. I used to have a friend on my old Facebook account who thought that actor-based reality meant that Tom Holland and James McAvoy are the same man. And then, like, we went into, I hope he's not dead, but me and my son just went, because he is a legend in this house. We went to, like, look at his wall, and he's not posted in a couple of years. Maybe he just twigged on, but the last one that he'd done was fucking hilarious, because one of them were black, and he was saying these were both the same people. But that's not what actor-based reality means. Actor-based reality is basically the people on the world stage are just merely actors. They're just merely puppets. The people who actually run the world, you can't see them. Them bastards, the ones that were left with the secrets of the universe and chose to keep them for themselves, veil them in symbols and allegory, and basically enslave us all. Them people. I'm so sorry. Hitting out at the Labour government further, Eamon, go on Eamon, criticised their plans to build millions more homes. This is disgusting. Disgusting. To ease up the migrant hotels, but argued that it shouldn't be what the houses are intended for. Eamon explained 1.5 million homes have been promised to be built in England by 2029. Leicester rife for it, mate. Every building that comes down, build housing. Every shop that shuts, build housing, because we have a fucking good university, and that's where our money comes from. So the people that live here don't fucking matter. It's just houses for foreign people. For people coming in from the rest of the world, that's how they get their money. So they are fucking chucking us right under the bus. But that's different, because these are people that are legally meant to be here. They are, you know, like, they have every right to be here. You know, like, if we've got a good university, come to our university. Some of them are really cute. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Because, like, you know, like, they're in their 20s, a lot of them. I'm not saying like the kids, that's bleh. But the National Audit Office is saying this is okay because it will help reduce the use of hotels for asylum seekers. But that's not what these homes were intended for. In agreement with Eamon, commentator Oscar Redrop claimed that there won't be a Labour government next time around if they do not start prioritising Britons. Redrop stated, if you just take a step back and you read that out, that will sound so angering to the general public. And honestly, when we talk about immigration and housing, and it talks to fairness, and it talks to people who've put a lot into society, and they've worked and worked and worked, and they've put in and they don't get anything out. And that's to all races who live here. This isn't racism. And I can't believe that we have to point out that it isn't racism. It's like everybody's getting pissed off. All races that work in this country and live in this country and still have to go out uptown, and there's groups of dodgy, middle-aged, fucking war-age men hanging around fucking whispering. Sorry. If that balance doesn't tip, this is what got me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and we stopped paying £5.5 million a day on hotels, and that, alongside a couple of other issues, maybe not in isolation, there won't be another Labour government. Who gives a shit? We have to remove the whole thing, the whole left versus right. We need a government that we're all fucking but that's responsible to us, not that we vote from someone else, just one set of people who all have to be fair when they make their decisions. How's about that? There are now 8,000 more asylum seekers living in hotels than when Starmer made his election campaign promise during, I don't know what that was, during the campaign. Here we go, we're about to find out. The Prime Minister pledged to end asylum hotels, saving the taxpayer billions of pounds. The government hopes its commitment to build 1.5 million homes in England by the next election will help reduce reliance on hotels for asylum workers. And yet, people who live here can't get housing. Not on our fucking side. But anyways, I was like, right, and this took me a while. When I say I don't do numbers, I mean I don't do fucking numbers. When I put myself on this experiment back in 2007, one of the things I did, because I realised that numbers hypnotise us to a certain degree. 0118 999 88199 9119 725 3. Sticks in, right? You've got to remember telephone numbers, you've got to remember dates of birth, you've got to remember bill payments, all sorts of numbers. And whilst you're chasing around in your head to follow the numbers, you can't use your brain for anything else. They know how the brain works. Them bastards know how the brain works. So they keep us just chasing all of these little things so that we can't be present within our own minds. That's how they get us. That's how we're enslaved, right? Part of the main way they do it, one of the main ways they do it, is unfathomable numbers. That's why they hit us with trigonometry and fucking Pythagoras and algebra when we start to hit puberty. Because then that's when you start to grow up. That's when you start to get your own wisdom. So it's like, let's chuck every fucking unfathomable number in their head. And then they do that all the way through puberty. So that in the end, you're like, I just don't want to have to do numbers anymore. Leave it in the hands of the experts. And the experts have sold us all down the fucking river. So I just did a little thing. And I'm like, 5.5 million a day. And like I say, it took me fucking ages. Because I had to do the calculator, and then I had to do what do these numbers mean in words and whatever. A minute, I need to fucking find it now. 2 billion, 2 million a year. That's what we spend on migrant hotels. 2 billion, 2 million. So we're making disabled people go back to work for what again now? In these places that have shut down, because everywhere that shuts down, they build a fucking flat on it. Well, if you live in Leicester, at least. It's like there are no jobs out there for anybody, let alone all these people that you're going to give houses when people who live here don't have houses. You know, like, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's down to the Indians, mate. You know what I mean? Because it seems less racist when it's not a whitey saying it. Do you know what I mean? I need somebody to fucking yeah. But we've got even the Asians in the government don't seem to be calling him out, because and that can show you that just shows you how much you can fucking trust MPs in general. Never mind that half on them on the sex offenders register, because literally they say what they want and they go through whatever for money, and do teachers. Just saying. Do you know what I mean? I remember going into school and saying to the teacher, like, I was upset that my son had been taught something in religious education. And she said, I don't believe it either. It's a pile of crap. She said, but I've got to teach him it because it's on the curriculum. You know, like we have to stop just going like, this person says I've got to do this, so I'll do it. Coronavirus proved perfectly how many people are just like that. We've got to snap out of it, people. Like, literally 2 billion, over 2 billion, 2 million, over 2 billion. And they're wanting to save something like 5 billion and whatever, or 6 billion. 5 billion. Many disabled people face benefit cuts in government plan to save over 5 billion from welfare system. And it's like, well, there's 2 billion on them. then you can fucking, like they could get some housing, maybe. It's like we're going to build all these houses and don't even get me started on the fucking flooding. Do you know what? I'm going to shut up now. This is way. But you see what I mean? I am not racist for pointing out that £2 billion a year being spaffed up the wall to hotels to put in sometimes dangerous men, which also increases the amount you're spending on the police force and everything else. Like, the price of everything goes up and the strain on the NHS goes up. And shut up, Kerry. I could go on all night. If this were live, mate, I'd still be here in the morning. Anyways, but I'm going to shut up now. If you made it to the end, you know I owe you a bevy. But this is the kind of chit-chat you'll get all the way through, I'm afraid. But you're welcome to. It's on me. Thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all. I'll try and stay away this time.